be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Farley Herzek, Interim President of Los Angeles Harbor College. Mr. Herzek began his tenure as Interim President of Los Angeles Harbor College in July 2013. In his role as college president, he is responsible for providing leadership to a community college with enrollment of over 10,000 students per semester and over 500 employees. This year, the college grew by more than 8%, adding approximately 1,000 students. He also manages the college budget of $29 million and the college's $444 million bond construction program, which is 80% completed. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Interim President Farley Herzek.
Thank you, Luis. Whoa. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to Los Angeles Harbor College's 2014 graduation ceremonies. To our students, congratulations, you made it. You persevered. To the families and friends of our students, I cannot thank you enough for everything you did to get these students in the seats here. I know how much support you've provided them with, so thank you, thank you, thank you. To our great team of faculty, staff, and administrators, you did it. You got everyone across the finish line, and that is fantastic. Thank you so much. Just a few interesting facts and figures about our graduating class. This evening, our oldest graduate, really not that old, is 66. Where is our oldest graduate? Do they dare to stand up? No? Okay. Our youngest graduate is 17. Over there? We got him here. Now, this is a statistic that we need to change. 37% males and 63% females. So we got to find a better mix there next year. Now, we haven't quite given you your diplomas yet, so you've got some questions to answer. So let's find out who you really are. So you got to this is a little like Simon Says. So first, will all the graduates who are the first in their families to attend college please stand up? Thank you. Thank you. You did well with that one. Next, will all the students who are their first in their families to graduate college please stand up? Thank you. Now the questions get a little more difficult. Will all the graduates who carried an average of 12 or more units over their time here per semester please stand up? Wow. Okay, this is where it gets difficult now. Okay, stay standing if you carry 12 units and you were also working a job 10 or more hours a week. Okay. Stay standing. Now we lost a few. Okay. Stay standing if you carry 12 units and work 20 or more hours a week outside of school. Wow. Stay standing if you worked 40 hours or more a week and carried a full load. Wow. That is unbelievable. Thank you. You may be seated. With all of the speeches you're going to hear this evening from folks maybe you've never seen or maybe you will never see before, I know that you probably want to be with family and friends as quickly as possible. So I just have 4 thoughts to leave with you this evening. First thing, you've learned a lot in your classes, but this is just one more lesson. Love what you choose to do and be passionate about it. Remember, there's 24 hours in a day, of which 8 you sleep. So 50% of the time you're awake, you're doing something at a job. Make sure you love it, you're passionate about it, or find something else to do. So that's number 1. Number 2, know where your line in the sand is and know what the right thing to do is. Never waver from where your line is in the sand, and by always doing the right thing, nobody, absolutely no one, will ever question you. Number 3, give back. Okay, and that has nothing to do with the wallet or money. There's probably no one sitting on this stage, including myself, that would not probably be here if it wasn't for somebody giving back to us at some point in our lives. Somebody giving of themselves, somebody mentoring us, somebody spending some time with us. And number 4, and I know probably a lot of you have been real good at this, you always don't have to color within the lines. So how many of you meet that criteria? Good. So look to your left and look to your right. Let me see everybody doing that. And understand we're all different. We see things through different lenses. We may have some different values, but the greatness is that when we begin to color outside the lines, we begin to collect all these great thoughts from each other. So there's just one more thing that I need to do this graduation, which this is a very important graduation for me. This is my first graduation at Harbor. So, wait. Okay, everybody kind of scrunch in a little. I think I got you all in. I may have missed a couple of faculty in the back. There's just one thing, too. I was talking about paying it forward, that type of thing. So one of the ways you can pay it forward is you have your family and your friends who helped you along the way get into these seats. So think about when you have kids later on and think about making them do what they made you to do to get in these seats. And we will be so proud of you. At this time, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, and our next speaker is Mr. Mike Feuer. Mike is the city attorney for the city of Los Angeles. Mike has been one of California's leading lawyers and lawmakers. He has emphasized quality of life improvements in LA's neighborhoods by expanding the Neighborhood Prosecutor Program, leading efforts to prevent gun violence, developing innovative approaches to gang violence, domestic abuse, school safety, and aggressively pursuing environmental justice. I've got about 2 more pages of stuff to read on Mike, but I can cut it short by saying My cousin Mike is a great guy. He is a politician who actually does what he says. And Mike knows where his line in the sand is, and Mike knows what his values are. So Mike, pleasure.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for being here.
Of course. Thank you very much, President Herzog. I'd like to look at all of you for a moment and ask you to pause. Drink the moment in, Seahawks, graduates of the class of 2014. Look this way and look over here at the stands. There are thousands of people, members of your families, your parents and siblings, your best friends, people from your neighborhoods who come to honor your exceptional achievement today. You wouldn't be here without them. They stood by you when times were tough. They've celebrated with you when great things have happened. I'm going to suggest that our graduating class say to those of you who've come here to support them a special thank you by standing and applauding for all of you, because you deserve it, I think, all of you. Please celebrate those who've come to celebrate you. Thanks very much. I think that they will appreciate that later on. You've come here, as President Herzog said, from many different backgrounds, but you share a lot in common. Graduates, you have sacrificed to be here. Others have sacrificed too. As was demonstrated a moment ago, you've worked long hours. Many students haven't had to work those hours. Most of you have, at the same time as you were pursuing your studies. You've learned a great deal, you've striven for much, and now you're here. Whether you're moving on to a four-year college, moving on to a job, or are graduating because you just felt it was so important to fulfill a lifelong aspiration to learn, you are all in the process of taking one specific step. I think you're asking yourselves, what is my sense of purpose? Who do I really want to be next? And in that connection, I want to talk to you about my dad. My father was an educator, a school teacher, and then a principal. He still volunteers in schools in Los Angeles. He just turned 91. When I was about your age, a little younger than you, and I was in high school, I used to play ball with my dad. It was my favorite things to do. I was an athlete, but on Saturdays, if we could play catch, it was a big deal. And one of those Saturdays, we were playing catch, and I asked my dad why he chose his job. And while we were playing ball, my dad started to tell me in more detail than he ever had before what it was like to be a prisoner of war to the Nazis in World War II. When my father was younger than most of you who are graduating, he enlisted in the Army Air Corps during World War II. And he was assigned to protect a bomber, a B-24 bomber, by sitting in a little glass turret in the belly of the airplane. So he was underneath the airplane in this little glass ball with guns to fend off oncoming Nazi fighter pilots. He was good at his job. And close to the end of the missions, he was required to perform. And then his plane was shot down. For some reason, he was never trained in how to parachute. I don't know why they never trained Army Air Corps personnel working in a turret underneath an airplane to parachute, but he was never trained to do so. So while the plane was going down, he was frantically thinking, what was he going to do? He couldn't even get into the airplane to jump out without his colleagues remembering he was there. They remembered, pulled him out, he parachuted to the ground, and in a story that my father still likes to tell, if any of you have ever parachuted before, there was a little parachute that comes out first, and then a big parachute comes out later. My dad, having never parachuted, pulled the ripcord, and this little tiny parachute emerges first. He says, oh my God, I think I've pulled the wrong cord. Then fortunately, the rest of the parachute emerged. But he landed very hard on his feet. and was captured by the Nazis in the south of France and taken to a very infamous Nazi prisoner of war camp called Stalag 17, about which they made a very famous movie later on. I'm not going to tell you about all the suffering that prisoners of war, especially in my father's case, a Jewish prisoner of war, endured at the hands of the Nazis. But I am going to share with you this. At the end of the war, the Russian army was coming after the Nazis, and they were marching to liberate the camp. The Russians and the Germans, the Nazis, had a very brutal relationship. So the Nazis picked up the camp to run from the oncoming Russian army. My father had been injured, as I mentioned, and had a very hard time walking. And he told me, we're playing baseball, by the way, during this conversation. He told me, picture a long line of POWs shuffling slowly across the entire nation of Austria in the snow. And then my father, at least a half mile behind them because he couldn't keep up, guarded by a Nazi with a gun and a German shepherd. My dad said a miracle occurred because he could have shot me at any time, and no one would have heard the sound. We were so far behind. My father was younger than you when this took place. Finally, the Americans caught up and liberated the camp. And my father told me he didn't expect to survive as he was marching across Austria. He thought he wouldn't make it. So when he did, he said to himself, I'm going to pursue the most important work in the world. Not the most lucrative work. Making the most money was no longer an important goal of his. The most important work. And so particularly relevant today as you culminate your work, your years of study here, my father said kids are the most important thing. I've seen the horrors of war. We marched past a concentration camp. I've seen the worst of what human beings can do to each other. I'm going to focus on making kids' lives better. He became a teacher and then a school principal. As we finished playing ball, the lesson of that story was clear. I was supposed to find, in some facet of my life, the most important work I could think of and do it. And that's my recommendation to you. You have many challenges ahead, but many opportunities ahead. Reflect on what you think will be the most important thing you can do. Mattering to other people, standing for something, the most important work you can do. Do nothing less. And as you leave here today and think about the meaning of this graduation event, I hope you reflect on the kind of person you hope to become, the connections that we all have to each other, the best of who we can be when we reach out to somebody else and help lift them up, just as we were lifted up. Then, I think, as you return to later graduations for your kids perhaps, other members of your families, you'll say to yourself, this graduation really mattered to me because it inspired the best of who I can be as I move forward. Class of 2014, many congratulations, many successes ahead. You are fabulous, Seahawks.
Thank you, Mike. Next, I'd like to introduce Board of Trustees member for the Los Angeles Community College District, Mr. Ernest Marino. Ernie is not my cousin, so I want to, but he's a dear friend.
Thank you. Thank you. First, on behalf of the LA Community College Board of Trustees, congratulations, class of 2014. Let me begin. I am a board member, but prior to that, I was president of East LA College for 18 years. So I've been through this a lot of times. And I'm president at Mission College for a while. I started off, like many of you, from a very poor background. My mother didn't speak English. My father didn't speak English. I was born in another country. I came here when I was 2.5. We lived in a world that was very different than it is today. And again, neither parent had ever gone to college. Or even, I might add, my father never graduated from high school. So the prospects that I saw ahead of me were pretty grim. But one of the saving institutions was the community colleges. I attended the community colleges. Community college education made the biggest difference in my life. From that beginning, I was able to move on to various levels of success, culminating, I believe, in the presidency of East LA College and also now as a board member. During that experience, I learned to respect hard work. I also learned to respect the people who helped us get there. Although I didn't have parents who had ever gone to school and nobody to model after, they worked very hard and were very concerned about my success, did what they could, but at least I had to work, I might add, before I forget. I had to work like many of you do, full-time, part-time, and went to school. I graduated, started a family like many of you have, and went back to school. I also served in the military for 2 years during the Vietnam War. What's important through all this is that, you know, there's a very important lesson in it, is that you can do anything you try to or attempt. That is, you can do what you can't imagine you can do. You can succeed in areas if you have the wherewithal and the will to move on and make a different life for yourself. I have some fundamental principles I followed. Be prepared to take advantage of opportunities available to you by virtue of your education. And remember always to do your best at whatever work you attempt, no matter what it may be. Success begins with accomplishment, not just studying. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. We learn from them. Wisdom comes from errors as well as successes, as long as we understand the difference. Setbacks are not always negative. They sometimes clear the path for the success in other areas and other fields. Don't judge yourself too harshly. Remember, you deserve credit for success, and that it is not always where you finish, but the distance you traveled to get there. Care. We care about you and your success. Share your caring with others. The greatest gift is to care about others. It is infectious, it is compassionate, and it is important. Finally, remember that you will become a model for others. Always strive to keep your life balanced. Intelligence and knowledge are important, but can never replace character and integrity for great leaders, great role models, and great people like yourself. Thank you very much, and congratulations all.
Thank you, Trustee Moreno. Now I would like to introduce Bobby Kimball, Interim Vice Chancellor of Educational Programs in Institutional Effectiveness for the Los Angeles Community College District. Please join me in welcoming Bobby Kimball.
Hi. Let me see if I can do this without my glasses, and if I can't, you can laugh at me, okay? Yep, I can already tell I can't. Let me start here. Okay. Harbor College has a rich and proud history. It is the community's college. Here, every student is welcome, irrespective of your station in life. We embrace all learners without apology and without exception. Students quickly discover that the colleges in the LA Community College District are the greatest educational value for their dollar, and that our teachers, our support staff and administrators, our programs, and our services are among the very best in higher education. As some of you may have heard, we have a brand new chancellor, Dr. Francisco Rodriguez. He started with us a couple of weeks ago. I bring to you words from him. Because Dr. Rodriguez is very student-centric, he made these very brief just for you. So let me tell you what he had to say. He said, "I urge you to be fearless and not be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make your mark, and do so with courage and compassion. Find and use your voice and let your voice be heard. Be an inspiration for and serve others. You will soon find the more you help others succeed, the more success you will find. Embrace your past, step toward your future, and always understand there is no shame in struggle. Leave your legacy. But there is something Chancellor Rodriguez is asking you to do. He says, as educated individuals, because you know more, you must do more. Our communities are in dire need of educated, caring people to help us solve the many issues facing us. Please give back by using your gifts, however vast or however modest they may be, to improve Los Angeles and our world. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bobby and the Chancellor. It is my pleasure now to introduce Abby Patterson, Vice President of Student Services here at Los Angeles Harbor College.
Thank you, Luis. Good evening, graduates. You look wonderful out there in your blue cap and gowns. Fantastic. It's my pleasure today to introduce to you Maddie Adams, Principal of the Harbor Teachers Preparatory Academy, located here on the Los Angeles Harbor College campus. Harbor College has been a proud partner with the Harbor Teacher Preparatory Academy for over 11 years. The Harbor Teacher Preparatory Academy is ranked number 3 out of 978 among Title I schools, and the best decade has been recognized, in the past decade, has been recognized as a National Blue Ribbon School, twice as a California Distinguished School, and 4 times a California Title I Academic Achievement Award recipient. It has consistently been one of the top high schools, not only in the LA Unified, but in the entire nation. The Harbor Teacher Preparatory Academy is the first established early college, middle college high school in the nation, with the largest percentage of students earning both a high school and a college diploma at the same time. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Maddie Adams.
Thank you very much, Vice President Patterson. Good evening. On behalf of the staff, parents, and students of Harbor Teacher Preparation Academy, I want to express sincere gratitude to the Los Angeles Harbor College negotiations team for completing negotiations with the Los Angeles Unified School District for a permanent school building for staff and students at Harbor Teacher Preparation Academy. In 4 or 5 years, you will be able to look over there and see our beautiful $25 million building for our students and staff. According to our INCREST data report, Harbor Teacher Preparation Academy seniors earn 41.4 credits on average upon graduation from high school, which is the largest percentage of any other early middle college high school in the country. Can I ask my graduates to please stand? You may remain standing. Please remain standing as I talk a little about you. The Harbor Teacher Preparation Academy students receive their Associate Arts degree today, representing 31.9% of our graduating class, and have received over $1 million in scholarship and grant dollars to complete their college education. Jen Wu and Josephine received the Gates Millennium Scholarship to pay for their undergraduate studies at UCLA and graduate school. Luis will attend MIT. Sadia will attend Boston University. Trevor will attend Brown University. And Adri will attend Kalamazoo in Michigan. The other 23 students will attend the University of California campuses, California State University campuses, and private universities. You may be seated. During the 2013-14 school year, Dave Lopez, KCAL news reporter, became a benefactor and created a perpetual scholarship in memory of his wife, Elaine Lopez. This year, he donated $14,500, and he plans to award at least one senior who plans on becoming a teacher a $10,000 scholarship every year. Our deserving recipient is Chidi, who will be attending Cal State University, Dominguez Hills. As founding principal, I want to thank the Los Angeles Harbor College staff who serve on the advisory committee and collaborate regularly to ensure our students are successful at your institution. Thanks to all the administrators, professors, and staff who have prepared all of these graduates for their next stage in life. Congratulations to all the LA Harbor College graduates. Thank you.
And thank you, Principal Extraordinaire Adams. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. William Hernandez, Vice President of the Los Angeles Harbor College Academic Senate.
Thank you, Vice President Rosas. It is my pleasure to introduce Hugh Rankin. Mr. Rankin is a liberal arts and science, mathematics, and natural science major who first attended Harbor College in the second semester of his senior year of high school. In high school, Hugh made what he has described as lots of mistakes and spent time being homeless. Academically, Hugh has completed his classes at Harbor College with all A's except one B. He has consistently been on the Dean's and President's honor rolls and is a candidate for the President's Distinguished Honor Award. Hugh volunteers at the Salvation Army Sage House Adult Daycare Center, working with individuals suffering from Alzheimer's disease. Hugh loves talking with the elderly because he feels they live very interesting lives and they have a lot to say. Hugh feels a sense of happiness by doing his best to help them feel better, even if it's in a small way every day. Hugh is transferring to USC's Marshall School of Business and majoring in business administration. Please welcome Hugh Rankin.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the class of 2014, we would like to welcome you to Los Angeles Harbor College's graduation of 2014. I would like to welcome family, friends, faculty, staff, and my fellow colleagues. Thank you all for being here on a very special day. I want to start by quoting the words of Robert Frost. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. I do not think that there could be a better quote for us on this day. I am proud to stand here as a graduate student speaker for this year's graduating class 2014. I know we have all worked very hard to get to this point in our lives, and I know that it is just the beginning for things to come ahead. Many of us have not had the easiest life. Some of us struggle with friends, family, society, socioeconomic status, or even just life itself. Many of us, like myself, messed up. Back then, all I was worried about was the present, not the future. I didn't care about where I was going to college or what my career was going to be. All I cared about was where was the next party, the next girl, the next high. But I stand here as a testament, like all of you here today, that it is not about the mistakes that we make in life. It is about the wisdom and knowledge that we attain from them. I don't regret my choices because I learned from them. All of us here learn from our mistakes, and we are all stronger because of them. I know that we all have something in common. When life threw us down, we got right back up and pushed it even harder than it pushed us. When life gave us lemons, we squeezed them in its eyes. We all struggled, but even more important, we all persevered. The journey to this point in our lives has been like 12 rounds against Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. It has not always been the easiest. I know many of us thought about giving up. I know I did. But we all had someone there to pick us up, brush us off, and motivate us to keep moving forward. Maybe it was a friend, maybe it was a family member, maybe it was a boyfriend or girlfriend, wife or husband, or even the great staff or faculty here at Harbor College. I want everyone to take a moment and shout out thank you to all the wonderful people who helped us along the way, because without them, we surely would have been lost. Thank you. As I stand here overlooking this graduate class 2014, I can't help but smile. This is the future right here. Here are the future doctors, future teachers, future lawyers, future millionaires, and future billionaires. I know that every one of you is going to do or achieve something great. I have no doubt about that. And this is our first step towards that direction. Some of us will go straight to careers from here. Others of us, like myself, will transfer to a four-year university. But we'll all be moving forward, not backwards. And we'll never forget Los Angeles Harbor College and what it has given us. An opportunity, a second chance to better ourselves and our futures. As I stand here in complete awe. I cannot believe 2 years have come and gone. I feel like my first day here at Harbor was just yesterday. I remember yelling at all the slow cars in this horrible South Bay traffic as I pressed my gas pedal, counting down the minutes before I was late to class on the first day. I remember being on campus and being so lost trying to find all my classes. It's funny how I know Harbor College like the back of my hand. I know every building, every nook and cranny. It's funny how things change, and things are going to keep changing. But I know for this graduating class 2014, things are going to change for the better. I know that I can say, on behalf of all the parents, family, friends, staff, and faculty present here today, that we're all proud of you, and you guys should all be proud of yourselves. We finally did it, Seahawks. Congratulations.
Thank you, you. Well said. And now, Byron Smith, instructor of music and director of the Collegiate Choir here at Los Angeles Harbor College, and accompanied by Robert York, will now perform Brand New You.
Oh, I messed up and sang the Chris part instead. So did I.
You, Byron. We have to do that one again. Great.
It's now my pleasure to reintroduce Vice President Abby Patterson to you, and we will now be presenting the President's Distinguished Honor Awards.
Go ahead and read it.
Okay.
I can read whatever you want.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In order to be considered for the President's Distinguished Honor Award, a candidate must petition for the associate degree, complete at least 50% of all units utilized for the award within the Los Angeles Community College District, achieve a grade point average of 3.7 or higher, and be in good standing in all college work attempted at the time of petition at the end of the fall or spring semester. The blue and gold cords worn by our graduates over here represent their achievement as President's Distinguished Honorees. Okay. Will the following President's Distinguished Honorees please come forward when your name is called? And please remain on the stage till everyone's name is called. And here's the folders. We give them their folders and shake their hands after they're all up there.
These in any order?
No, they didn't. The first is Martha Zakaria, Summer 2013 awardee. From Fall 2013, Teresa Adair, Patricia Kelly, Louise Mora, Michael Ross. The Spring 2014 candidates are Kate Adamson, Trevor Anessa, Jamie Bowman, Marco Bozanic, Patricia Brady, Nicholas Crandall, Daniel Cuthbert, Leanne DeLong, Marielle Dennis, Jamie Esquivel, Amanda Fabro, Lucy Gill, Michelle Gonzalez, Michael Grant, Brian Gutierrez, Jinwoo Kwok, Trista Madison, Victoria Mays, Anthony Macy, Omar Nieto, Vera Diana Ramirez, Hugh Rankin, Anthony Racinos, Marley Chris Refuerzo, Christian Relieve, Brenda Rodriguez, Janet Romero, Nicholas Siriani, Sandra Solis, Louise Swigert, Cynthia Thomas, Sean Tillman, Ellie Uchita, Eric Whalen, Dai Exhale, Jen Hoon Yeo, if there are any distinguished graduates I didn't call, please come forward and give me your name. Michael Ross, let's see. Okay, I did call you. Michael Ross.
Denny Ng?
This one?
No, Denny Ng.
Denny Ng. Okay. Denny Ng. Please join us in congratulating our distinguished honorees. And please remain where you are so we can get a picture. You want to go down and stand in front of them? Yep. All right, thank you. Please return to your seats. You can return to your seats. Thank you. Okay, you're next.
The Outstanding Alumnus Award is given each year to a former student who has made a significant contribution to our college and to our community. The Amicus Collegii Award for Outstanding Alumnus is being awarded to Jacob Hike. Jacob? Okay. Jacob, I've got a long story here, Jacob. Jacob was born in Harbor City and grew up in Wilmington, so a lot like a lot of folks here this evening. Mr. Hike graduated from Los Angeles Harbor College and earned his bachelor's degree in biochemistry at the University of California, Santa Barbara. As a student at Harbor College, he was active in the Associated Students Organization and a student senator, worked on campus beautifications projects, and helped to get sidewalks installed on paths leading to the college. After graduating with his bachelor's degree, he worked as the director of the environmental affairs for the City of Los Angeles Councilwoman Janice Hahn, and was instrumental in many projects that led to improvements in Harbor City and in Wilmington. In 2008, Mr. Hike became Chief of Staff for LAUSD board member Dr. Richard Vladovic and served as a liaison to LAUSD facilities and oversaw the construction of 11 new schools and existing schools modifications. Currently, Mr. Hike serves as the Deputy Chief of Staff for City of Los Angeles Council Member Joe Bascayeno. And Joe is a councilman and a very, very good friend of Los Angeles Harbor College. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present Mr. Hike to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. They asked me to keep it under 30 minutes. Just kidding. I'll make it a very quick speech. I know we want to get to the diploma portion of it. Good evening, Harbor College. Can you guys believe that this day has already arrived? You're graduating. Finally, exactly. 14 years ago, I was standing on this stage as student speaker. I'm honored and humbled to be here today again to receive this award. During my speech, I shared my goals and dreams for the future. I'm truly blessed to say that I've achieved some of those goals and I'm on my path to fulfill some of them. To be honest, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for three things. And bear with me, I'll go over the three things quickly. First, Harbor College was a turning point in my life. This campus taught me how to be a student and how to get involved in leadership. It was the dedication and the commitment of the staff, teachers, and administration that helped me and countless other students succeed. Everyone here knows what I'm talking about. I think we've recognized staff and administration a couple times, but I'd like one more time for all of us to give a good round of applause for our teachers, administration, the staff, everybody. Today I receive this recognition for what I've been a part of in the community and at Harbor College. But what I've been doing all these years is giving back what was given to me. Harbor College opened my eyes to giving back to the community. I challenge all of you from this day forward to give back to your community. Never forget where you came from, especially Harbor College. Become alumni. Can you imagine if everybody gave back to their community? How great and beautiful our city would be. Second, my 4 children, 3 are here today, Elizabeth, Israel, and Crystal. This is a little bit of payback. I sat through their middle school graduation last week in the sun, so I don't recommend having children at a young age, but my kids gave me purpose in life, a reason to work hard. I love being a father and try every day to be the best father and example for my kids. If you have kids, love them and cherish them and teach them how they should be leaders in the future. And thirdly, the last, I'm gonna get moving on, but definitely not last, is my wife. They say behind a great man is an even better woman. And my wife definitely is the better woman. We struggle together to continue our education while having kids and raise our family. I believe I got my degree first, but I believe my wife sacrificed the most for our family. So I just want to say, honey, I love you, and you complete me. So thank you very much for this award.
Jacob.
Oh, I almost got that part.
Jacob, on behalf of the college, we'd like you to wear this proud medal and show off Los Angeles Harbor College.
Let me get that on the... Thank you. Appreciate it. Sure.
The Outstanding Friend Award of Los Angeles Harbor College each year is given to someone who has made a significant contribution to the college and our community. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Miss Joanne Valley, who is this year's Amicus Collegii Award recipient for Outstanding Friend of the College. Joanne is currently serving as the Executive Director of the Harbor City Harbor Gateway Chamber of Commerce. And if any of you received any scholarship awards at the scholarship banquet, raise your hand. Okay. Miss Valley is Vice president of the Los Angeles Harbor College Foundation, and Miss Valley has played a very large role in getting those contributions. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Miss Joanne Valley to you. Joanne.
Well, actually, my speech is much shorter than Jacob's, so you won't have to listen quite so long. And I can say that because actually Jacob attended school with my children right here in this Harbor College. So it's wonderful to be back to Harbor College and see so many wonderful graduates here. And all I can see is a sea of blue with those great hats, and continue your education. I think that's the best thing I can possibly say to you. Don't stop now. And remember this question that you must keep asking yourself. How much education do I owe myself? As much as you can get. Thank you so much.
Joanne, I am proud to present this Medal of Honor to you, and let's make sure we get it on correct. And thank you. Joanne, it's been a pleasure. You've been great to work with.
Thank you, Joanne. You're a great friend. At this time, I would like to introduce Susan McMurray, Los Angeles Harbor College Academic Senate President.
Good afternoon. I would like to introduce Mr. Jim Stanberry, Professor of Political Science. Jim is currently enjoying his 44th year as an instructor of political science at Harbor. He's held a variety of faculty leadership positions over the years, including 2 stints as Academic Senate President, over a quarter of a century apart, and being the founding chairperson of the College Planning Council. Jim is a graduate of the University of California at Berkeley and received his master's degree at California State University, Long Beach. Before teaching at Harbor College, he served 2 years in the Peace Corps. Please welcome Jim Stanberry, Professor Extraordinary.
To some generations, much is given. Of other generations, much is expected. Franklin Roosevelt spoke those words a lifetime ago. My dad would have been about your age then. He's 94 now, part of what was later called the greatest generation. But we haven't heard from you yet. You know, as that generation knew, the type of generation you are, one of which much has already been expected, with a great deal more yet to come. Roosevelt could have been talking to you, children not of the Great Depression, but of the Great Recession, deserving good jobs and a job market that only last week regained the size it had when you were in middle school. And according to the averages, jobs that are going to pay you less. The America of 1936 was not an easy place for most Americans. My dad started community college, but he couldn't finish. And all of you, for whom finishing here this evening was an equal or an even greater challenge, can take enormous pride in having done it, as can everyone whose love for you helped to make that possible. All of us who work here, all of us, take such pleasure in the many students who bring their strengths in academic and family basics to our classrooms. And equal pleasure in every student who is also here this evening, despite lacks in both. There are scarcely words for the obstacles so many of you have had to face. When you first set foot here, we hoped our name would say it for you. A harbor, sheltered from the storms and stresses of the outside world. the way it was for my sister through the last 2 years of her life when she was your age too. The new building's built, so this might look at least a little to you like the Emerald City. For in a way it is like that for us all. A heart, a mind, a home, and then she clicks those ruby slippers. The moral there, of course, that we always have those things, but we need magic spaces where we can discover that and how far it reaches. Can you make it easier for yourselves and for your children in the years to come? In an America where incomes for average families have been essentially flat for 30 years, never previously the case in all American history. You have come through that, and my charge to you is to see it for the outrage that it is and to turn it around. Despite having grown up in an America without inspiring mass movements or iconic leaders to have shown you the way. So you'd have to learn that, the pros and cons of it all, in school. And if you never have learned it yet, if you didn't learn it here, despite all the burdens on you, despite it's often seeming as if you scarcely have the time or energy to do even one more thing, you're going to have to learn it yourselves from here on. Learn how Americans go about setting things right. We have in the past, we can do it in the future. 30 years ago, enrollment at Harbor College was half again larger than what it is today. In a world in which we need better educated citizens, there are 1 million fewer community college students in California now than there were then. Imagine those million young people, wherever they are this evening, because they're not here, not at ceremonies like this all across the state. Young people who should be here, who could have been here. The Great Depression blighted the lives of tens of millions of us in ways that could never be redeemed. We mustn't let that happen for each other. A generation ago, I went to Berkeley tuition-free because all public schools in California were tuition-free. That was the definition of a public school. But when tuition is debated now in Sacramento, it's just in terms of how much more to raise it. No tuition? Just one small example of things Americans in my generation could take for granted, that all of us together are letting be taken away from us today. Like the third of America's assets that in the last 30 years have passed to the ownership of other countries. While $3 trillion in GDP has moved from you to the wealthiest 5% of our society, my charge to you, take it back. For you're gonna be worked even harder and paid even less until you finally, Lord help us, until you finally fight back. If not for yourselves, then for your children. Some of you will feel I only say that because I did go to Berkeley in the 60s. And I couldn't have if it hadn't been tuition free. And you may take comfort in that court decision the other day that may put an end to tenure. But here in the beauty of this space and of this moment, it is easy to feel that we are at the very center of everything. And there are social theorists who say LA is, in several ways, the center of the world. So take pride and pleasure in having been raised at the very center. To which I would only add that if you go by the demographics, Harbor College is at the center of LA. Which is why those of us who work here love doing it as much as we do. Because every day, every hour we're here, we know one thing above all else, that you here are America. In your diversity, in your hopes, in your strengths, in the challenges you faced and will face. This generation, said Roosevelt, has a rendezvous with destiny. My dads had to go from the Great Depression to winning World War II and launching America into decades of real economic growth. That is, for all its inadequacies, economic growth in which most Americans did share. My charge to you is simply that you can and you must do as well. Thank you for the privilege of sharing this cherished, this beautiful place with you.
All right, graduates, family, friends from the community, friends at the campus, it's that time. All right, let's get started. We want to be done before dark, okay? Assisting with the presentation of the diplomas will be Academic Senate Vice President William Hernandez, Interim President Farley Herzak, Vice President Luis Rosas, and Vice President Abby Patterson. Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
On the recommendation of the faculty, I do hereby certify these candidates as meeting all the requirements for the conferring of their associate's degrees. A gold stole worn by the graduate indicates membership in Alpha Gamma Sigma, the California Community College Honor Society.
Got it.
Take a picture with them.
You're going to give your cards. You have a card with your name on it. You need your card with your name on it. Lucy Hill.
Maria Teresa Adair.
Amanda Favreau.
Viridiana Ramirez.
Marco Bazanik.
Kate Adamson.
Jamie Bauman.
Michelle Santucci Gonzalez.
Jamie Esquivel.
Omar Nieto.
Brian Manuel Gutierrez.
Marielle Dennis.
Leanne Marie DeLong.
Danielle Lewis Cuthbert.
Anthony Mace.
Yi-Hun Ya.
Marley Chris Rufuerzo.
Patricia Brady.
Trevor Joseph Anesi.
Ying-Hu Huak.
Luis Mora.
Anthony Recinos.
Cynthia Thomas. I see you found this.
Lois Regina Swegart.
Sandra Solis.
Martha Zachariah.
Nicholas Edward Siriani.
Michael Aaron Grant.
Eric Wallen.
Nicholas James Crandall.
Christian Scott Reyeve.
Trista Madison.
Victoria Mays.
Dee Shao.
Ellie Uchida.
Patricia Kelly.
Janet Romero.
Brenda Rodriguez.
Denny Ung.
Sean Tillman.
Michael Ross.
Jesse Jeremy Turner.
Justine Hutchings.
Patsy Morales Gonzalez.
Hugh Rankin.
Woo! Go you! You the man! Brand new youth! Woo!
Darlene Echeverria.
Miriam Alvarado.
In Spanish.
Edna Lopez.
Jessica Villasis Guzman.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Jeanette McGallen.
Sandra Chaparro.
Pablo Rivas.
Julia Solis.
Gloria Vargas Martinez.
Elvira Magdaleno.
Martha Velasco.
Professor Hernandez. Veronica Madrigal.
Shania Nomoli Leftonali.
Angel Arizpe.
Madeline Anguiano.
Christopher Sisson.
Renard Jackson.
Janine Lachey Haynes.
Roderick Jackson.
Syra Magali Garcia.
Arturo Valencia.
Kristen DeJoya.
Ana Victoria Rodriguez.
Rocio Dueñas.
Mario Demetrius Anderson Sr.
Renzo Paredes. Slow down. Slow down. There you go.
Alma Santana.
There you go. Sang Van Ha.
All right, sing!
Marissa Thursday Robinson.
Cynthia Galicia.
Laura Hernandez.
Manuel Jimenez.
Emily Pulido.
Marcia Garcia.
Guillermo Macias Clark.
Eileen Campbell.
Kelly Mesatich.
Viridiana Santizo. Did I do it okay?
María Rosario Caballero.
Ashley Oku.
Princess Ortiz.
Teresa Ramirez.
Crystal Cervantes.
Daniel Jasso.
Angel Cross.
Daniel Jasso.
Sumudika P. Abe Sondera.
Louis Elliott.
Valerie Pacheco.
Lonnie Saman.
Lydia Gabino Maravillo.
Cindy Ann Andrade.
Andrea Dixon.
Cynthia Dorman.
Jaime Acosta.
Mauro Martinez Gonzalez.
Alfonso Alvarez. Congratulations. I'm so happy.
Samantha Gaspard.
Ray Udi.
All right, Ray! Woo!
Lizeth Prado.
Timothy Nance Ulrich.
Leonida Edmondson.
Don't stand so close, okay? Don't stand so close to each other, otherwise you show up in each other's pictures. Okay. Liliana Sanchez.
Damaris Juliet Mayorga.
Lucila Pineda.
Saúl Rubalcaba.
Kim White.
Kimberly Zuniga.
Stephanie Fernandez.
Julianne Treokill.
Conchetta Buscemi.
Danica Lopez.
Stop when you get to the first blue box, okay? Till they're done. Yesenia Gonzalez.
San Juana Tarelo.
Paige Marie Hebert. Okay, you guys stop.
Angelina Berrueco.
Pictures, okay? Adrian McCoy.
Nancy Melendres.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Ashley Nicole Chacon.
Carlos de Mena.
Another picture, okay? Jill Elizabeth DeClose.
Natasha Michelle Marks.
Unia Jimenez.
Ceciline Portichello Stantoro.
Okay. Radiance Smith.
Moran Urung.
Aaron Jones.
Okay. Abu Khalil Mukradov.
Necklace is beautiful. Spell it Rucos. Maria Rucos.
Ana Maria Marquez.
Brianna Marie Botinas. When you get up there, don't step up.
Jerome Anthony Battles.
Okay. Otherwise, you'll have more bodies in there than you want to count. Like he did? Mm-hmm. Okay. Arthur L. Henderson.
Kimberly Bethany Cerda.
Angelica Joy Marie Cohen.
Paola Avila Mendez.
Alyssa Danielle DeReza. Slow down.
Jared Stephen Nazarino.
Okay. Otherwise, they'll be in your picture and you'll be in theirs. Gilberto Aceves.
Norlene Angulo.
You get squared away? Good. Wait. Takesha Bradley.
LaDonna Williams.
Toya K. Parham Battles.
Destiny Renee Villanueva.
Maria Guadalupe Uribe.
Anne Cherie Yates.
Aaron Reza Soriano.
Darcy Shane Dison.
Alyssa De Ramos.
Basha Astrud de Hennes.
Marie Carl Dennis.
Tina Rodriguez.
Stop when you get to the first blue box, otherwise you wind up in the other person's pictures, okay? Wait till they step away from the photographer. Josephine Lapis.
Catherine Arciaga Lim.
Yes, just walk slowly. Mon Dominic A. Lim.
Samira Khan.
Isia Kalfanibe.
Christina Pinella.
Anthony Ortega.
Gabriel Armenta.
Maria Elena Shearing.
Renee Cuia Bacanis.
Diana Christina Umana.
Priscilla Ortega.
Christian Abulak.
Robin Marilyn Derleiter.
Is it Harang? Harang. Barbara Harang. I keep this. Congratulations.
Ty Perry.
Laura Marie Attilano.
Francisca Selena Rodriguez.
Alejandre. Thank you. Maribel Alejandre.
Ruth Caballero.
Just a second. Guys, stop when you get to the first blue boxes. Like, step away from the photographer. Otherwise, you're going to...
Adrian or Adriana?
Adrian. Okay.
Pintor.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Hamoud Caballero.
Adrian Pintor.
Jesus Israel Hoyle. You too.
Joseph Lopez.
Jocelyn Potts.
Karina Vanessa Fregoso.
Chimdima Nwosu.
Adriana Delgado.
Guys, when you get to the first blue box, stop. Wait till they're finished taking the photograph, okay? Robert Maldonado. Congratulations again.
Summer Inouye.
Yvette Perez.
John Bales or John Bales? John Bales.
Is it Kaba or Cabela? Cabling. Royce Cabling.
Lisa Minden Casey.
Go girl. Martha Patricia Manji.
Ashley Samantha Garcia.
Maribel Cabrera.
Stephanie Aceves.
Ana Jimenez.
Giovanni Chambers.
Joshua Paul Lozano.
Steve Ray Stimler.
Samantha Mia Bejarano.
Mariela Alvarez.
Monique Galaz.
Stephanie Sanchez.
Eduardo Joseph Cardona. Okay, stop when you get to the first blue box.
Robert Mate.
Away from the president, okay? Tracy Lorraine Cheatham.
Shamika Nicole Bush.
Tajave Armstead.
Amy Castillo Hansen.
Ruth Chun Reyes.
Esther Diaz Ramos.
Ebony Nicole Snell.
Sonia Castañeda.
Right here. Right here.
Terrified.
Nguyen H. Jennifer.
Teresaya Tookie Daniels.
Say it for me. I'll say it.
Sorry.
Jeanette Aceituno.
Crystal Samudio.
Aida Cisneros.
Mauro Gomez.
Ana Gamino.
Orlando Delgado Verdugo.
This is here, right? Alba Marisol Ramirez, and her stole is from the Latino Student Union.
Diana Gama Salmerón.
Mimi Iglesias.
Elise Rickard.
Miguel Lopez.
Lisbeth Nava.
Marisol Acosta.
Autumn Owens.
Ashanti Lewis.
Shanika Legardi.
Jasmine Marie Goods Clardy.
Christina Dillon.
Stop when you get to the first blue box until they get away from the photographer, okay?
Jeanette Potts.
It's a T, right? Terry Hewitt.
David Bradford.
Kevin Palacios.
Jerika Hopkins.
Tanya Padilla.
Alejandro Lemus.
Gerardo Bocanegra.
Minue Perez.
Clarissa Toltolo.
Stop when you get to the first blue box, otherwise you'll be in the other person's picture.
Okay, wait till they step away from the president. Jacqueline Carey.
Tanae Stewart.
Wait till they step away from the president, otherwise you'll be in the other person's picture.
Jovan Duncan.
Jocelyn Licona.
Alina Gutierrez.
Ernesto Flores.
Hold up for just a second. They're getting too close to each other.
Jasmine Sims.
Meredith Mignon McLeod.
Otherwise you'll be in each other's pictures. Is it Avila?
Candace Marie Avila.
Olga Reza.
Barbara Hammond.
Renee Andrea Estrada Ruiz.
Kenneth Villagomez.
Perla Melendez.
Marisol Melena Cisneros.
Samaria Danielle Davis.
Cheyenne Davis. I said Cheyenne, that's what I said. Davis.
Rosie Jimenez.
Rosa Isela Lopez.
Maria Varga.
April Ingram.
Stacy Gallegos.
Is it Jerika? Jerica.
Jerica Tompkins.
Cynthia Cabrera.
Tyrese Lewis.
Stephanie Ramos.
Karen Day.
You want the J like an H? Yes. Anthony Canjura.
Raylani Sanchez.
Alexis Camus.
Christina Garcia.
Anthony Justin Hernandez. Right over here, right over here.
Amber Pittman. Stop at the first blue box, otherwise you'll wind up in the other.
Daniel Tara Lutrano.
Otherwise you will wind up in the other person's pictures. Graciela Martinez.
Aurora Magdalena Chapa.
Kira J. Parks.
Ariana Guadalupe Herrera.
Stop at the first blue box, Grant. Okay, and wait till they step away from the president before you walk toward him. Otherwise, you'll wind up in each other's pictures. Okay. Grant Sterling DeWalt.
Stephen Kim Han.
Crystal Velasquez from the Neuropsychology Club.
You want it Efren? Efren Torres Jr.
Natasha E. Pimentel from the Criminal Justice Club.
David Jordan Garcia.
Brent Joseph Spate.
Juan Herrera.
Juan Francisco Campos.
Christopher Bentajado.
Andrea Salinas Reyes.
Chelsea Bantad Dulce.
Alma Fabro.
Emily Mombay.
Elmer Bucleton Faculo III.
Jessica Miller.
Melissa Marie Ortega.
Richard A. Perry Sr.
Jessica Ramirez.
Melissa Baban.
Ethel Villapando.
Anthony Ramirez.
Florence Moraledo.
Kishana Miller.
Dominique Williams.
Stacy Roldan.
Christine Pacheco.
Amelia Ismail.
Stephen Glenn Jackson Jr.
Trenton Henry Blomquist.
Fernando Magana.
Diane Chavez Granillo.
Josue Soho.
Zachary Tyler Heath.
Ryan Jorgensen.
Corinne Sandoval.
Adrian Perez. Stop at the blue box.
Cristina Portillo.
Elizabeth Ramirez.
Dennis LeWayne Reed II.
Cicely Williams.
Keisha Yvonne Keller.
Mother and daughter, Cynthia Ruby Jewel Perry.
Lydia Levy.
Wait, let them, in case they want to do it together. Okay, they're mother and daughter team.
My middle name, Dwayne.
David Bucalio.
Albert Dwayne Fierro.
Yeah, go. Andrea Lynn Stith.
Jasmine Murillo.
Kevin Zacharias.
Melina Solache.
Nicholas Espinosa.
Luis Martinez MC Serpa.
Carlos Osvaldo Valenciana.
Mayra Alejandra Delgado Parra.
Patricia Gomez.
Jeremy Hidrogo.
Ashley Batista.
Julie A. Raudales.
Diego Garcia.
Kenneth Johnson.
Jacqueline Lopez.
Alejandra Huerta.
Elsa Morales Velasquez.
Yesenia Rodriguez.
Lizette Meza.
Jessica Hernandez.
Emily May Dockery.
Emily Maritza Olivares.
Nicole Elizabeth Baldonado.
Sheldon Hoff.
Beatrice Gamboa.
Robert Flournoy.
Justin Omar Payton.
Edward H. Salceda.
Janine Santana.
Danaline Pilia Silva.
Stephen Paul Gabray.
Francis Geronimo. Guys, stop at the blue box. Don't step in until...
Stephen Paul Gabray.
All right, ADS. Carlos Charlie Flores.
Jose Hugo Magaña.
Thomas Owens.
Armando Hurtado.
Is it Shock? Shock, yeah. Brian David Shock.
Magdaleno.
Okay. Linda Magdaleno.
Justine J. Reyes.
Joseph Adrian Rodriguez.
Sean Michael DeLeon.
Christopher Dwayne Nemitz.
Cynthia Frausto.
LaFay Butler.
Luis. Mark Villegas. Lizette Haring.
Audrey Yushi.
They're too heavy to hold. We can't hold them.
Mike Akarapa.
David Day.
John Van Cristobal.
Joseph Frederick McConico.
Vicky Victoria Garcia.
Liliana Oyoya.
Bian Stephen Go.
Dylan Thomas Bartz.
Joseph Jamerson Jr.
Sadia Thompson.
Chidi Oduma.
Deshana Sawyers.
Ashley Jackson.
Yasmin Hill.
Carolina Venegas.
Carla Varela Acosta.
Yumi Lovan.
Allison May Penalba.
Jordan Jing Michael Yee.
Annette Nicole Carrillo.
Cindy Shea Padilla.
Melissa Romo.
Jessica Albor.
Jose Manuel Salazar.
Greta Armenta.
Okay. Sarah Brittany Chiha.
Braulio Sepúlveda Jr.
Jasmine Sanchez.
Daniel Rubalcaba.
Jesus Perez.
Raymond Ruben Sanchez.
Jose Chavez.
Dubon.
Okay.
They're going slow like.
Diego Dubon.
Damien Pell.
Juan Carlos Delgado Jr.
Karina Pantaleon.
Edward Martinez.
Brian Escalante.
Ashton Stinson and Tamarga Green.
Edna Alejandra Jimenez. Wait.
Ariel Trinidad Ruiz.
Thank you. Shola. Josephine Shola Akingbubu.
Jessica Flores.
Okay, guys, you have to slow down at the box, otherwise you wind up in each other's pictures, okay? Wait till they step away from the president before you step up. Melina Eunice Natividad.
Jocelyn Velasquez.
Kathy Negrete.
Lori Cisneros.
Stacy Davis.
Nestor Avila.
Umida Juma Muradova.
Haruka Haseguchi.
Rulo Muhammad Zainova. Oh, we're close to the end. Is it Sol? Sol Chapman.
Bacon, just like
Leslie Bacon.
Julianne Liamosa Datuin.
Elena Lumbab Capuyan.
Simone Alves.
Reina Rico Villanueva.
Heather Bowman.
Kristen Daquel Doliente.
You did.
Take, Vanessa, take that so they can read it up there for you, okay? Okay.
Okay. William, have you got sound?
Vanessa Roman.
Mishael Beezer.
Agnes Shanabaya Padillo.
Yeah,
These
go
are
ahead.
the two students on stage come up
Okay.
with you, and they show them how to move it from the right
Go
side.
ahead. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
No,
No, go ahead.
no, that's the official president's statement.
Okay.
I'll come stay up here with you.
Okay. Graduates, please rise. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the state of California, I confer each of you associate degree of Los Angeles Harbor College. You have now received your degrees. I hereby authorize you to wear the tassel of your cap on the left side as an outward symbol of your degree. That's all you got? Congratulations! You all did great. We are so proud of you. To the family and friends, parents, faculty, staff, administrators, guests, thank you so much for sharing in this very, very joyous occasion. Graduates, go out and share some good time with your friends and family. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Will you all remain standing and join the graduates, the faculty, the staff in the Los Angeles Harbor College Collegiate Choir in singing America the Beautiful. The words may be found inside your commencement program. Thank you for attending this year's commencement ceremony to honor the Los Angeles Harbor College graduating class of 2014. Go ahead.